I'm not gonna lie, y'all. Kendrick might have been playing the long game this entire time, bruh. Like this whole time. I'm gonna break it down. We're gonna look back at some of these lyrics and all this, but before we even break down this picture that's right here, for you to understand the context, I gotta show y'all this video. Okay? Now, this is the courtroom sketch artist that basically got this whole thing popped off. He was there at the family court situation where Drake was going. And according to him, he wasn't allowed to go in and do his job pretty much. You feel me? Let's look at his perspective.
Here, in and out. That's what I'm calling this series, I guess, of my court art experience. Anyways, today I did the Drake trial again. He showed up, family court again. Here's his bodyguard in the hall. Still won't let me in the room. That's one of the reporters. And I'm going to show you.
So they wouldn't let him in the room, first and foremost.
This was his girlfriend. She was sitting in the hall. And a police officer. Didn't quite get him.
Now that's the sketch that everybody's talking about and that we about to talk about in a second, but let's keep watching.
But anyways, yeah. They did put a sign on the door this time that said closed to the public. That was sad. I'd rather be sitting in the courtroom than sitting in the hall, seeing justice, you know, making sure that everything is up and up.
So now you know all the sketches that he took was from when he was in the hall. That's key to understand.
And that's about it. Thank you very much. There's a quick shot of the Superior Court and City Hall on this snowy day. There's the Superior Court. He was in family court in there. And so, anyways, take care, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow, I think I'll be in traffic court.
And also, if you want to go check out his Twitter, you know what I'm saying, it's David Luis Wall. If you want to go check that out, you feel me? And now that we know this sketch looks eerily similar to the one that was put in the scene that was put in the Luther music video. That's not the crutch of what this video is about, but it's important to talk about. People are saying that they think Kendrick got a hold of this sketch, right? And put this in his music video to basically taunt Drake, right? I perceive this in a similar way. I feel like Kendrick might have been ahead of the game this entire time. I think he's been very aware of where this was going to go this entire time. And the reason why I say that is because in Squabble Up, which is essentially the start of this whole run, it's the first video for GNX, he makes sure to say everything means something. So everything means something. I don't think he would do that on just cause. You see what I'm saying? If you see Attack on Titan, you know how many Easter eggs are in Attack on Titan. It's one of my favorite shows. Being able to find the things that you can't find just by using, you know, the naked eye initially, but having to decode it and figure it out. That's my type of art. So even when we get the theories wrong and all of that, the intention is the artist wants you to try to find the message that they're putting out there, okay? This brings me to the second verse of 616 in LA, where he starts talking about, have you ever thought OVO was working for me, right? You can't tootsie slide up out of this one. It's just going to be surface. You playing dirty with propaganda, it blow up on you. You playing dirty with Zach B and Twitter bots. I think when I start looking at these verses and we slowly start to watch things uncover, right? Whether or not this is true, whether or not Kendrick Lamar has a mole in Drake's camp or whatever, it definitely looks like it when you walk through the courtroom and there's a blue sitting, like, or a blue seats. And I genuinely believe there was blue seats in this sketch because look at the chair that he's got, or the way he's got the thing drawn where the cop is sitting. It's blue. That's clearly a blue chair. On the other side, you say, you know, the dude was saying that might be the girl that's involved with the situation, boom, boom. And there goes Scissor right there, right? Even if Kendrick doesn't have a mole in Drake's camp, the very fact that Drake wakes up, watches the Luther music video, and sees a seat in a hallway that looks very similar to the room that he was in, I guarantee you that went through his mind. Somebody told Kendrick. I think that's the thing that Kendrick is trying to send. Kendrick is sending messages through them. I mean, we all know this, but through the music and boom, 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 they're sending secret messages to each other, right? But Kendrick is basically showing him over and over again that he might just have a mole in his camp. And no matter what Drake thinks, it looks like it. You see what I'm saying? It really does. And what that made me realize, these songs were written with the intention, and I mean these songs is in 616 in LA and Meet the Grams. These songs were written with the intention of being revealed as time went on. That's what I think. I think Kendrick's intention was to place these songs like time capsules pretty much and allow them to reveal themselves and allow people to reveal it in time to bring the validity to these verses. Because one of the main things, the gripes that people had with the song, mostly Drake fans, is the girl about the verse about the baby girl or whatever, right? And a lot of people went out their way to say that this was just a narrative for the battle. This is just a situation. This is just an angle for the battle or whatever. You feel me? But if it's not, this as time goes on, this becomes probably the greatest diss record of all time. Especially if we're talking about the other stuff that I think is going to come to light. You see what I'm saying? This is all alleged, by the way. And this hip hop, you know what I'm saying? He could have just been dissing them. That's how rap battles work. But from my perspective, I think there's a lot more stuff that is going to show itself. I don't think we've seen the end of this. I think people are trying to pretend like they've seen the end of this, but we haven't seen the end of this.
Change. For adults with obesity to help lose weight and keep it off. Step-bound can lose up to 48 pounds. And some almost 58 pounds.
Not them niggas trying to distract the work. This is crazy. I'm leaving that in there too. But anyway, whatever I was saying, I think the ultimate point that I was getting to was the fact that Meet the Grams is like a time capsule that's going to be revealed over time. That's going to show us that Kendrick placed this here for when in the future, as Drake is self-destructing and boom, 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 all these things will unveil. Drake will try to hide these things. He would try to keep them on the wraps over and boom, boom, boom. But these things will be unveiled. They will be revealed. And I think that's what this song is for. I also think that's what 616 in LA is for. You feel what I'm saying? I wouldn't be surprised if there really is a mole OVO. Why wouldn't there be? I think even when you start talking about 100 people you got on salary and 20 of them want you as a casualty, I have a whole theory about that when we talk about these guys that are representing Drake in this lawsuit. You feel what I'm saying? And I genuinely believe that as time goes on, these lyrics will unveil. And I think that's what Kendrick's entire attention is. I think we might be seeing the beginning of this rapidly progressing. This rapidly taking place and progressing as time goes forward. I think we're about to see even more things come to light and these verses become even more validified. I think there's Easter eggs in Squabble Up, Luther, all of this. And once this stuff comes to light, bro, and let's not even talk about the fact that I think they were prepared for the lawsuit. I genuinely believe that they knew this dude was going to sue. I think Kendrick knew Drake was going to sue. I think when you got somebody who's used to using their power and is moving themselves in a certain way, right? It's easy to tell if they're going to sue. If they would censor Pusha T, of course he would sue if songs actually came out. You see what I'm saying? You can't tell me that this dude, Kendrick, wasn't preparing for that day. And it's starting to give the vibe of this might be a 2 Live Crew situation where another project is dropped after Drake loses this lawsuit. After they win round 2, another project comes out. Imagine how historical that would be if Kendrick Lamar has a project ready to go for when this lawsuit is over. If Bodies drops when this lawsuit is over. Come on, man. Come on, bruh. I don't know if that's the plan. He could be dropping Bodies in the middle. Who knows? The lawsuit could be the reason the music is held up. Who knows? We don't know. But I have a big feeling that like music is going to come after this lawsuit. And that's going to make the album go crazy. Go crazy. Especially because Kendrick don't really say nothing unless it's the music. So I think from multiple perspectives, Kendrick Lamar has been ready. And this could be a sense of him documenting this story as time goes on. You feel me? Documenting what's happening in the music as time goes on. And as time goes on, we'll go back to squabble up these videos, these songs, and find meanings that we didn't have in the first place. You feel me? But like, comment, subscribe, especially if you've been here, especially if you're new here. Y'all know the Sunday upload is tomorrow. I think it's going to be a very challenging conversation that'll inspire different perspectives. But as long as we respect each other's perspectives, we're good. You see what I'm saying? I think a lot of people have a lot of different opinions about the video coming out tomorrow, and that's okay. That's the point. But love y'all. Appreciate y'all. I'm going to catch y'all, man.